Hey guys, well, you can see me and my co-host Frank. We are in the woods together, and we're in a private location. I don't want to give it all out, but this is where a couple weeks ago we did a show, or a few weeks ago, where I showed the pictures that I ran through AI and all that. We kind of critiqued it and stuff like that. Still unsure what it is, but it was interesting. Mm-hmm. We are in that location, just doing our own investigation, and hopefully, we find something or signs or something like that, What I can tell you is this is a preserve, so there's no hunting, fishing, camping, not allowed to make a fire. You're allowed to hike it and bike it. That's it, and it's huge. Been out here for a couple years now, and I probably only covered 10%. So we're out here today. We're going to spend a few hours and see what we can find. What time is it now?
8:36.
8:30, and already dying of sweat. It is hot.
It's getting muggy.
It is hot. Humidity. Luckily, we're not being ate up by bugs yet.
No, but right here they're starting. The mosquitoes are starting.
But we are sweating. We are.
Yeah.
So we've been walking in. I don't know how far we've gone back now.
Probably at least maybe a mile.
Maybe a mile back. Before I started filming, because I like to get acclimated and stuff like that. So we were talking and about different areas I come out here. This is the first time I've been in this particular area. And again, if y'all have watched my past videos, there are signs out front that used to say that there's cameras out here. And then mysteriously, they all disappeared. But yet, there's a camera right there. Y'all can see it. And that's heavy duty. Mm-hmm. It's protected in a box with a steel cable. I don't know what that thing is at the bottom, if that's night vision or sound. I don't know. We haven't stepped in front of it yet, but that was weird. That plane shut its engine off.
I seen that, heard that, yeah. I was like,
there's a plane flying over us, and I was like, every time I film, there's a plane. It literally shut its engines off and then cranked them back up above us. So I want to think it's a student pilot, and they're practicing things. Yeah. So anyways, give you a quick look at the area. Like I said, we're probably about a mile in already. That's the direction we came from right there. And we're going to head off into that direction. So again, hopefully we'll find something and be able to report something back. But again, we decided to come out here because of that sighting, and that somebody reached out, sent the picture and said, hey, this is what I saw. And they can't give us the exact spot because once you're out here, it's really difficult to figure that out. But they gave me the exact entrance to go into. So
what I like about this place, though, is it's quiet. Not a lot of traffic. Even though it's like, we've seen one or two people on bicycles,
and they're on the main road.
Right. Yeah. So right. And,
yeah.
But you don't see, even walking in, you don't see footprints or.
Yep. You don't see people out here.
So it's very, very. It's thick, but it's remote.
And I've probably shot I don't know, at least 100 videos out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in all that time, 2 people I've ever came across.
So for me, that's good.
Yeah.
And then another
it's not
question,
pressured.
right? And another thing we was talking about, like, maybe the FWC does it or somebody that's into wildlife or whatever. But if you can't hunt out here, why are you putting trail cameras out?
Well, that's what we were discussing, is why is there cameras out here? And I told him, I did some research on the area a couple years ago, and I got to talk to a lieutenant with the FWC out of Fort Myers. And this place is classified. Now, we see it as a preserve because the sign says it's a preserve. They classify it as a biological research area. So that's a pretty broad term, because that can go from plankton in the creeks all the way to bears. You know what I mean? But they're definitely got cameras. This is now, I think, the 4th camera I found on this 3,500 acres. So,
and it could be something as simple as somebody's doing just in the nature and trying to figure out what animals are in the area.
Yeah, I mean, they could be looking for the panther. I don't know, but I do think it's weird that they were, for a long time, these signs out front letting people know that there are cameras out here, and all those signs are gone. I even showed him.
Yeah.
The only one that's out front now is basically letting you know that you can't discharge a firearm out here. Yeah. That's it, and it gives the Florida statute. Camera signs are gone, and I made the comment to one person. I said either 2 things: they either remove the cameras, so they took the signs down, or they took the signs down and the cameras are still out there. Well, we've proven it's the latter of the 2. So evidently they don't want people to know these cameras out here. But this one was pretty much wide out in the open.
And it's low.
I would have walked by it if I hadn't looked down and looked at that area. So,
well, the fact that it's low makes me think it's trying to maybe get a panther or cats and stuff. Because when I done the tracking stuff, they had cameras. The guy, but he owns the property, so he would put cameras out like that.
But I guarantee you, it has a very high view up and down and side to side, at least 180 side to side.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, we're going to walk by it. That's why we're sitting right here before we walk by. We wanted to film first, but we're going to walk by it. So we're going to be on somebody's camera that they know that, okay, there are hikers out there and stuff like that. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to get at it. We just got out here. Like I said, we've only hiked a mile so far. It's getting really hot, so we want to definitely put in some time and look around and stuff. We're just basically looking right now for a good area that we can go into that's not so thick, and go from there. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, we found another camera. I'm trying to zoom in here. There it is. See it on that tree. So there's 2 cameras so far.
And they're both low and boxed up.
Yeah, they're both low, and they're not trying to hide them. No. The other places I found them, dude, they were hidden.
Right.
But this one, these last 2, not so much.
I think they're trying.
But this, you can tell, this is a trail people aren't using either.
I see, you can see somebody's drove down through here.
Well, the county does.
Right.
Well,
but the way these cameras are set up, the cat probably trying to borrow us. So.
That's what I'm thinking, is this is an area that evidently, I would say, panthers have been seen, and they're trying to catch them, because I know they're out here because I went on their website. Now, I don't, and they said Sebring is all it said was, but there was panthers. So.
Well, we seen one that week I was hunting. It was a younger one, but that's the only second one I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I haven't seen one yet, but that is my goal. Oh. Should have walked by naked. Should have walked by naked.
We done that in Tennessee. We found one they had set up like apples and peanut butter. And when we found that, we found the camera. And I had my ghillie suit on, so I walked all crazy in front of it. But, yeah, I think they're probably just trying to see what wildlife, probably trying to catch a panther, because obviously, with bobcats, but people don't care about bobcats the way they do panthers.
Yeah, we got plenty of bobcats. Panthers, there's only 200 in the state, so seeing one for the first time, or if anybody ever does get to see one, you're very lucky.
The only one,
I'm envious to anybody that comes to me and says, I saw one. I'm envious.
well, you know, I seen, as a kid, I ran up on a black panther behind our house because their people had, you know, my cousins used to fight chickens and whatnot. And I was out looking for snakes. And I was flipping rocks and all that stuff. And I turned and here's this huge black cat with these, like, green eyes that were just like it was staring into your soul. And it never done anything. It just sat there and it was licking its arm. That was a good little trail.
Pretty serious game trail right there. That's a real, it's hard to see on camera, but that's a,
It is hard to see on camera, but that's thick. That's a good worn down trail.
yeah. Let me back off of this a little bit. Yeah. All right, well, keep on hiking. You can see the leaf cover is pretty thick, so we got to find certain areas and hopes and prayers that something stepped in it. That's a spiny plant, huh?
Mm-hmm. I would cut it.
Want to cut it?
I brought my knife.
Wait, look at the thorns on that.
That's what I said.
Look at that. Gee whiz.
Can you chop it?
Yeah. There you go. Watch your leg now. Watch that other one. There you go. We can step over that. Whew, that would definitely hurt if it smacked your leg.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at those. Those are all thorns. That's a brand new knife, too.
I'll just get that angle on it.
I like the knife, but the handle's too small for my hands.
Right. I thought I couldn't remember if it's on this one or not. I thought I tapped the big one, but I don't know if I did or not.
I hear a dove. The crazy thing is, as quiet as it is, the camera will pick up sounds that we can't even hear right now.
Yeah, I usually bring my headphones, my bigger ones, because they're amplified really big, and I can hear a lot more stuff that I don't normally hear.
I have a parabolic, but I never use it.
Yeah.
It's just, like I said, I have a lot of equipment, but I can't carry it all by myself. So I got to pick and choose what do I want to use. And definitely film is my forte, so that's always coming with me. And then audio is number 2, so those two take precedence over adding extra stuff like parabolics and stuff to enhance everything. Some old sable palms. Yeah, we're surrounded by them now. This is a dead end, or we're going to keep cutting.
Yeah. But
more thorny vines everywhere.
Nature's.
They're thick in here.
Yeah, these are big ones too.
Yeah.
Briars.
I might have to. I do have a machete in the truck.
Well,
I should have brought it.
I thought I brought mine, and it may be in. I think it's in my other backpack. But I normally pack one. I didn't see it when I opened it. But I mean, you know, that probably goes forever.
Yeah. Well, it gets swampier because, like I said, we're starting to getting into a cypress area.
Right.
But you'll see it as we go down that. It's really nice back there. So, okay. All right. Well, let's go back. Record the split screen going out. Oop. Feels good to get back out in the woods, though. We thought that opened up a lot further than it did. It looked really promising. But we only got back maybe 50 yards, and those vines were everywhere. Yeah, that's pretty interesting right there. I smelled something. It was a whiff for a second there.
It's like it went, but it was.
But there's no wind, so it's hard to tell.
Right.
I mean, literally, there's no breeze.
That
but
was a distinct odor, though.
I stopped and I smelled it for a second. Then I looked at you, and then you looked at me like I smelled that.
Yeah, because that's the reason I kind of stopped for a second, because I caught a whiff.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
You know, it kind of.
It's gone now, but it was there for a moment, and it was thick.
Yeah.
For a moment, it was distinct.
It was a whole breath.
Yeah.
You know, it was. Yeah.
I was able to breathe it in 2, maybe 3 times, and it was gone.
You know what? For me, it kind of reminded me of when you catch a snake and they poo.
Right.
It had a distinct.
A musk.
A musk to it. Yeah.
I want to sit here for a minute, see if we get that smell
like
again.
You said, there's no wind. It's completely dead right now. I mean, I'm sure there's a little.
Well, that was the hard part, because usually you could tell the breeze.
Right.
And whatever direction it's coming from, that's the direction you're going to face, because it blew into you. But there's no breeze whatsoever. Yeah. I mean, you guys can look at the trees. I mean, literally nothing is moving.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
And
look at the sky.
Through like it was.
Oh my God, is it beautiful out?
But it came through like it was almost like it was in a breeze, but it was just here for a second and gone. But it was thick.
It was.
And that don't smell. I mean, it don't give me that hog vibe or.
No, deer. It was musky, but it was more like a sweet musk.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bear, because bears have a musk too.
Right.
And it wasn't a hog.
Yeah,
Hogs got that.
That was a certain unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was totally different than hogs and stuff. But it was.
Definitely smelled something.
Yeah. It's funny, we both looked at each other.
Feels like maybe it came from that direction.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
I feel like it's coming this way.
It's such a light breeze. It's barely. You just basically catch a whiff of the breeze very tiny,
Yeah.
but coming from that direction, blowing towards us.
Yeah.
And so it would have come from there. So let's continue to walk forward. And
But yeah, that's what, when we went back that next day, it looked, so a tree had fell across and it looked like somebody had came and took a chainsaw and chopped it and cut the branches. The branches off that tree was totally different from where, it's like we found them stacked up against a tree maybe 50 to 100 yards away. And they were stacked in sort of a teepee formation up against a tree, which for me was a little odd just because, like, why would somebody that's coming up there doing a chainsaw and cutting this off,
Right.
why wouldn't they just throw it over the little cliff or just leave it there? Like, why would they walk down so far and stack it up against a different tree? Like, that's what was curious to me about it.
Yeah.
And, but
Oh, hey guys. So we're taking a little bit of a break. It's hot, but it's beautiful.
it is pretty place.
So what do you think about my area?
I like it. I think it's really good. It's very quiet and remote. Not a lot of people. I mean, to the point where you don't see trash out or anything like that. But
Very viable area.
mm-hmm.
It's got everything you need. We've seen a lot of tracks with armadillo and raccoon and deer and hog.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of food sources. Like I said, they can live freely out here and not worry about getting shot or anything.
I think the biggest thing for me so far is that, like you was talking about, you have different, different. You get swampy, and then you got grassy fields, you got pine and all that stuff. But then, what impresses me the most so far is there's not a lot of human traffic.
None. And it's clean. This place is
Very
clean. You don't find trash, because there's no camping. People don't get messy out here. Very rarely I'll find a water bottle, and I usually pick it up.
Right.
But, I don't think it was purposely left there. I think they might have dropped it accidentally out of a backpack or something like that, or a pocket, and didn't realize it. But we were talking just before we started to take a break, and we were talking about vocals, because it's so quiet out here that if we get a vocal, it'll be clear as a bell.
Oh, it would carry for a while.
Yeah, because it's so quiet out here. But so we were talking about that, and I was talking about the times that I've been out here and caught vocals. And the first time, me and another guy were out here, and the video is, if you go to Bigfoot Florida Guy, got to go way back. And this is when my videos really sucked, because I just really started putting stuff on YouTube back then.
Yeah.
But we were in this one area that we found some really interesting stuff. In the video, you'll see it's really interesting stuff. But as we were walking out, you hear me, I'm walking behind the other person, and I tap him. And he turns around, I said, I just heard an effing gorilla. And he's just like, what? I said, yeah. And we turn, he says, where? And I'm as fast as he can say where, bam, my arm went up, because I knew exactly what direction. It was really right where we just left. And it sounded like this. It sounded just like this. Hoo, 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 hoo. Just like that.
That's crazy.
So he was running a parabolic, but he wasn't facing that direction. And parabolics are very precise on what direction to pick up the best sound. And I was behind him, and the sound, and so we were heading in one direction. I was walking behind him, and the sound came from behind me. So we went back, investigated some more. He did. I stayed where I was at because I was kind of freaked out. Mm-hmm. And so he walked back in, looked around, and then came back out. Well, we got back to the gate, and he put it in his truck so he could play it over the surround sound in his truck. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, we caught it. You can hear it. Now, I would advise you, if you watch that video, and I think it's titled, It Sounded Like a Gorilla, but I can't remember now. It's been a couple years ago. But put on some headphones or earbuds and listen, and you'll hear it. Ho, 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 ho. It was crazy. And then another time, I had a documentary crew out here with me a couple years ago, and it was just me the first time, me and the producer who was asking questions, and then the video guy who was doing different things, flying a drone and then filming, stuff like that. He was doing all his B-rolls and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were sitting there talking, and I was talking about an incident where I thought I saw something lean out into the trail and then lean back in. And as I was telling the story, all of a sudden down this trail, about 100 yards, like we're looking down there, way down there,
Yeah.
A palmetto, like, see how calm it is?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden that palmetto goes like this. And I was like, did you see that? Did you see that? I said, that palmetto just shook back and forth. It was about 100 yards away, and down a fire break. And literally 30 seconds after that, we heard, and they just looked at me, just staring at me like, what was that? Now me, I'm supposed to be the Bigfoot hunter, and my heart's racing 1,000 miles a minute, and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. I've recorded this before. This is what we're hearing out here.
Right.
And they're like, oh my God, you know? And so when they left, a couple days later, they hit me up and said that they were going through the video, doing the editing and stuff, and they caught that on their audio. And I asked them to send it to me. They never did. I don't know what they did with it, but they never sent it to me. But it was very loud. And it literally 30 seconds after that bush moved, it was a palmetto bush. We heard that yell. So those are two really good incidents where we've had some interesting vocals. What caused them, don't know. But they were interesting enough that it's brought me back every single time. We're going to go into some other stuff on the show that I've experienced out here. So that'll be a show where we can talk about that stuff and y'all can ask questions and everything. But so this video is going to be on 2 channels. It'll be on Bigfoot Florida Guy, and it'll be on Sasquatch Unredacted. So either way, if you go to either one, you'll see this video.
Well, you know, like we was talking earlier off camera, where this is such a quiet place and not a lot of people, I feel like they would come out of wherever and get, you know, like how you said the palmetto bush, you know, in theory we would think, well, it was probably one behind something watching you all and decided to dart off. I think, and in the video or the picture that you seen with the AI that you ran through, I would think that it would draw them out more because, you know, we all know about them coming in the campgrounds and stuff like that. But out here, I think that they would probably, with people out, it may attract them more because it's less frequent.
Well, I'm a big advocate of it. Like me and you, we've been holding conversations the whole time we're out here.
Right.
Not loud,
right.
Not obnoxious,
right.
Just having conversations. And I think that's actually important.
Right.
I think it draws attention. I think they hear us, and I think they get interested. Now, I'm not saying, you know, screaming and hollering and people playing and, you know, just being belligerent in the woods. But just having conversations,
right.
I think is good. You know, you got a lot of guys that'll say, shh, be quiet all the time. I don't want no talking.
Right. Yeah.
Well, if you're quiet, they may not hear you either.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And, but I think talking, just having conversations and stuff like that,
yeah, I do too.
Is good.
Right.
Especially at nighttime when you're sitting around a campfire. Have conversations, talk and stuff like that.
Right.
Because it draws them out. I think it does bring them to the fringes of your camp to watch and see what you're doing and stuff like that, you know? I think it's really important. Now, like I said, don't get loud, don't play loud music, stuff like that, but at least sit around and have a conversation, you know?
Yeah, we do that a lot when we go out. Like, we'll try different things, but talking, you know, just normal.
Just normal.
Yep.
Nothing.
Just having conversation.
You know, no laughing and joking, just conversation.
Yeah.
There's a video that Christopher Noel put out a long time ago where he caught a thermal, and they were sitting around the campfire, and there was a wood pile off to his right, and he was scanning, and there was a heat signature on the opposite side looking through the cracks of the wood pile. And he really outlined it really good, where there's a head, there's shoulders, and an arm comes up or something like that, or leans out. There's an arm. But
that's cool.
He caught that. That was really interesting.
I have to try it. Can you find it online?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to his channel. He doesn't put out a whole lot ever since that one incident. And he got pretty ridiculed over that pretty bad. So he hasn't put out very much. But I can find it for you and send it to you.
No, I mean... Yeah.
Matter of fact, maybe I'll look it up and screenshot it. You know, that portion of the video, and we can bring it up on the show and show that thermal where something is behind that wood pile.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me personally, I just like to watch it and for myself. And then, but you know, it's crappy that people are just ridicule people, man.
Yeah.
Like, it just shows, I don't know, it's sad. I mean...
Well, I don't think there's a researcher out there that hasn't been ridiculed for something that they've made a claim on or something like that. You know, it's part of the territory. It's part of being a researcher.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've said it a lot, especially lately, you got to have thick skin, because it's going to happen and it's going to continue to happen. And you just accept it and move on. Don't let it get you down. Just keep doing your research and keep going with it. You know?
There was a guy, what was that, Linda something? She had me on her podcast.
Eastburn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did her show a couple years ago.
Yeah, she reached out to me, and I done her show, and, you know, first, as soon as I brought up Todd, the comments started rolling in, and this dude said, you know, you kind of look like that one Sasquatch that was peeking around the corner. And I thought, man, come on now. But, no, it is, and you know, it sucks, because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, it's like, you ought to be mature enough and adult enough to be able to say, all right, agree to disagree and move on. But that's just not the case. And I learned that very quickly when I got, because I've only been in this a couple of years, but I learned very quickly that it's a cutthroat world.
It is.
In this place.
And that's what I tell people, you just got to have thick skin. You can't fight all the battles. You can't. I had a person unsubscribe because of something so stupid. In one of my videos, I found a dead hog. And that's what I had said. I said, I found a dead hog, and it's in the video and all this, you know, and I made a comment about it, that it was about a 25 pound hog. This lady got on there, and she was, you're a liar, blah, blah, blah. There's no such thing as a 25 pound hawk. And I was like, and then other people chimed in and said, he didn't say hawk, he said hog. So now, because of her, and I told her, I said, look, I should have probably used the word pig. And that's what I said. I'm Southern, so maybe hog and hawk sounded too much the same. She got upset about it and said, I'm unsubscribing because you're full of crap and all that. And I was like, well, thank you for watching. I hate, you know. But you can't fight those battles. You just keep moving forward. So, but I did make corrections and started using the word pig. You know, if I said I found a pig, you know what I mean?
Well, the best thing I've learned is just stay out of the comments. Like, because once you start going that route, you know what I mean? Like, then that's where you find the arguments and stuff and people that's talking crap. And just like, you know, with me.
And just a word to the wise, all you guys out there that do nothing but want to get on our channels and critique and stuff like that and complain and stuff. Let me explain something to you. Your negative comments actually helps our channel. Just so y'all know. The algorithms cannot tell if it's a negative comment or a positive comment. All it says is you commented on the channel, which helps the channel. Same with thumbs up and thumbs down. Did you know they're both the same in the algorithm? They're both the same. It doesn't matter if y'all give me 500 thumbs down. It's just going to show that somebody reacted to it.
That's funny.
And
keep it coming.
Oh yeah. So I'm like, I tell people all the time when they want to say something negative, of course I'm not going to argue with them. I just say, thank you for watching the show. Thank you for tuning in. Because regardless of what you have to say, it helps the channel, you know, so.
For sure. Well, but you know, if I do scroll through them, you know, like sometimes you can read stuff and get good ideas. But like,
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
When I first started this, there was a guy that commented. He says, "Look, I enjoy your shows. I enjoy looking at the wilderness and the things that you see while you're out there. He goes, but I got to unsubscribe. I can't watch this stuff anymore because your camera is just bouncing and shaking and all this, and it's making me nauseous when I watch this show and all that.
Right.
And then, which he's right. Back then, I didn't know what I was doing or how I was doing it.
Right.
So I went out and started getting things that stabilized my film.
Right.
You know, he was right. I hate to lose him, but he was right. And I made those corrections. You know what I mean?
Well, luckily, some of the stuff now that you buy, you know, it's got it built into it.
This is built-in stabilizer.
Right, yeah.
This is a built-in motion stabilizer.
And that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, look, you're not on a track where you're walking in uneven terrain. You're having to dodge and go through stuff. Of course, if you don't have that, it's going to be shaky.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But with that, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, we're going to drink a little bit of water and rest up a little more and continue hiking. We've been hiking for a while. We've put some distance on.
I was looking at it before it goes, and I didn't start till it was after a mile in, so we went probably 2 miles now.
So we're going to keep on going. I'm going to drink some water. So stay tuned in. We're going to keep on going, guys. All right. Well, we're pretty far back now. Don't know if y'all could tell, but it has changed a little bit. We're now into more of a cypress instead of a pine. So the ecosystem has changed. We're getting further up here. There'll be some water, and we'll look around it, see what's coming to get water, get something to drink and stuff like that. But as you can see, it's all wide open.
Yeah.
Till you get to those cypress forests over there.
You know, it's still pretty high through there. You know, if you were to try to walk through there.
Oh yeah, there's
somebody like my height and your height.
Oh yeah,
it'd be hard to see.
Not only that, it's wet.
Right.
It is definitely wet out there. But you can see it's wide open until you get to there. This would be one of those incidents where you see a Bigfoot way over there and you can't get to him.
Right.
You absolutely can't get to it, because I guarantee you get under all that right there, because that's all.
Yeah,
all that is waterborne plants.
Yep. Do y'all have a lot of cattails?
In some areas. In some areas.
I've read that they eat those. Yeah, you'd sink.
Yep. Sure. Oh yeah. I guarantee you'll be knee deep in water. And here's the other side. You can see it opens up there too.
Talk about muggy.
Now that's why, if that's flooded up there, it really turned into something cool. And there is literally a property line that goes behind this cypress back there, and you can walk the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know where it goes, so I only walked so far down it and turned around and came back. Right. But since I did it that one time, I've never been able to make it back there, because when we get way down there, it's flooded. The whole trail and everything is flooded.
Well, I could see that because the amount of storms and stuff that y'all get through here.
Yeah. But look at the sky.
Oh,
look at that. It's just a gorgeous day. Gorgeous.
I'm nervous, man.
Why? Yeah.
Big old snail shell. No, I was nervous because, you know, I know that storms have been rolling through, and I was like, man, what are the chances? And then I got to look, and I said, oh, it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah.
You know. And so far, right now, you know, it's still early kind of in the day, so, like, it's not got blistering hot, but it's picking up. But yeah,
it's tolerable to us, but you put a Yankee out here, they're going to die.
Yeah.
It is really hot.
It only took me 4 or 5 years to get used to the heat once I moved down there. I think when I got one of those things where I put things around the house outside, and it'll tell me inside, and it was 109 at one point yesterday. And I'm just like, dude, that sucks. But you know, you think, okay, here we are. If these things are out here and live out here, they're obviously going to be looking for shade.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
When I see stuff like out through there.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Well,
Obviously,
definitely in that cypress trees,
Right.
there's water
Yep.
and shade.
But I'm saying, like, they know that people are just as humans. We're not gonna. Even if we could, it's not. Most of us are not just gonna track through there.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they know that.
I know I'm not.
Right.
Well, made it to one of the destinations. That's kind of funny. Think and ponder.
That's a cute little pun, ain't it?
But I'll show you all this.
These boxes, are these birdhouses?
Yeah, they're for, they have them for different things. I'll zoom in on a second, but I want to show them the pond here. But yeah, he's pointing out that box up there. Some of them for bats, and some of them for other breeds and stuff like that. So, beautiful area.
You got a butterfly trying to land on you.
But it's a heck of a hike to get back here, ain't
Yeah.
it? Real long hike. I've explored this whole area. Last time I came through here, this path was probably up to my knee in water. That was all water, this was all water, and then that was all water. And I couldn't go any further. There's another one of those boxes across there. You can't see it. I'm not going to zoom in right now, but there's another one across there. Probably for bats. I'm not sure. They're not shaped like a bat box, but they may come in different sizes. I don't know. Yep. Beautiful area. right, guys. Well, we're almost out. Got, I don't know, still a good walk, but we're done as far as researching. It's hot. Look at the sky. I think I'm a little sunburnt, but I need it.
Yeah.
But I'm so white I'm clear.
Yeah.
So great day. We couldn't pick better weather. Beautiful area. It was just great. Me and Frank get to talk theories, talk ideas, talk different things. You know, it's a lot of fun. But nothing Bigfoot. Didn't see any signs, didn't hear anything other than the smell. We smelled something earlier, don't know what it was. It was brief.
Yeah.
But we saw some pretty areas, and you know.
And this was more to get me
an idea of the area.
an idea of the area, and then, you know, we're going to start coming, or I'll drive up and we'll start getting out here and really getting into stuff. But I mean, to me, this is a perfect little spot. Like, I mean, we've not heard cars, we've not heard people, we've not heard anything.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of land and a lot of places that it would be hard for us to get to, that they can get to, and I think it's a great spot.
Next time we're going to bring e-bikes.
Yeah.
Because we've
I
walked.
should have brought them. I just didn't know. I was like,
Yeah,
I mean,
we've hiked.
I didn't even count the first mile. So by the time we get to the trucks and stuff, it'll be probably 5 or more miles. And which to say, it's different 5 miles and then 5 miles in the Florida sun.
Yeah. And I always had that saying, whatever length you walked in, you got to walk that back. But when you walk it back, you're half the energy.
But it's a great area. That's the first piece of trash I've seen right there.
Yeah, well, this is off the main road. Yeah. We're actually out of the woods and decided just to walk the main road back to the truck. Because
we've only seen, 2 people on bikes, and that was spread out earlier.
But that was on here.
On this, right.
On this, not in the woods.
But I'm saying, in general, as I say that, here comes the vehicle. But that's very, like, you don't see, like, you go to Mayaka and there's people everywhere. This ain't like that. This is way different, and I think this would be a perfect spot to set up audio a lot of places and see what you can hear and stuff, because you don't see stuff. I mean, like, honestly, this kind of reminds me how when I went to Northern California to Bluff Creek, we was out there for 8 or 9 days and we never seen nobody until like the 6th or 7th day, and it was a guy that comes out and chops wood, and you just didn't see people.
Yep.
And as busy as Florida is anymore, with all the construction and stuff that's going on,
this makes this a diamond in the rough.
This is a diamond in the rough. That's for sure, because you do not see people, and I think that makes it a safer environment for them to kind of feel more relaxed. And but I like it. I like this spot.
I want to turn the camera around so people can see. We gotta walk that.
Yeah.
You can't even see the vehicles.
Right.
But this is definitely an easier walk than that trail, because they had kind of like rutted it up for like a fire break. So it was very, very hard to screw it. We'll take this.
And you have to get into the whole area that they done burn in.
Yeah. That's one of the things we were talking about, was when we first came out here. My primary area that I research, we had to pass it to get to this. And this is an area where a lot of craziness. Let's get on that side of the road where the shade's at. So a lot of craziness in that area. That's why I go out there so much. And it's kind of funny. All this acreage, we hiked everywhere. It's that area that I researched that's been completely burnt. They did a controlled burn out there. Nothing else. Just that one.
But didn't you say there was cameras and stuff in there that they had, I think?
Yep, there were cameras there too. We found cameras today where we were at, but In the area that I go to, the cameras are really hidden.
Right.
These were
out in the open.
Yeah, these were right out in the open. I was able to spot them fairly quickly. The ones we did spot, there could have been some we didn't see.
Right. But
So,
for them just to burn that section, that's kind of,
yeah.
you know.
And I don't know how far back it's burnt.
Right.
So, very interesting. But that's the area we're going to go to next time. Next time Frank comes.
Yeah, and it's not, like I told him, it's not a bad drive for me. It's like 3 hours to get up here, which is nothing compared to where I usually travel and stuff too. So I'm going to start coming up here a lot more and getting in here with him. And hopefully we'll be able to find some good tracks or something, and just anything, you know. And even if we don't, it's fun being out here. You know, it is hot, so
Very hot.
you know, you got to drink a lot of water, but it's good. You know, I love being out, and I love this spot. And this is my first time ever being in this area, and from what I've seen and the places that I've been to in Florida, it's hard to go to these places without tons of people. Like one of the places up in Central Florida that I was at, dude, I had people literally, and you had to walk a half mile or so to a primitive camp just to set up. We went out walking around and researching and came back, and there was people sitting in my chairs. You know, and you don't do that, but
right.
it's the fact that it's got a lot of people, and this don't. And
I can finally see the vehicles.
yeah, but with this not having as much traffic, just makes me feel like animals, Sasquatch, skunk ape, whatever you want to call it, would be
happy
because you're not allowed to camp, and I'm not going to say too much, but it is you don't see trash, and I know I said that earlier, but it's a very good remote place without a lot of people walking through it, and therefore I think that they probably feel more safe about being able to come out and not worry about getting seen.
Yep.
And but I'll definitely be coming back up here because
I'm glad to hear that, Frank.
yeah, this is a great spot. I'm glad you showed it to me. I appreciate you showing it to me because I would have never came here. You know, otherwise it's just one of those places that I guess it's easy to, I don't know, overlook.
Yeah.
You know, but it's such a, I could see why people would bike this place, but as far as getting out and doing the walks, the only thing that we found that would grant people coming in here, we found some geocaches.
Yep, we found two geocaches.
Two geocaches, and but I mean, we found one footprint.
Something that was a possible.
Well, I mean, no, I'm saying it looked like a person.
Oh, a person. Yeah, we found one boot print.
Yeah, one boot print.
And that could have been the county when they came out to dredge that trail.
Yep. So, I mean, we walked what? It's by the time we get back to the trucks, it'd be 5-6 miles. And
we started at what, 8 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's now
almost noon.
So, but to only find one human boot print or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's wild. So I enjoy it. You know, like I said, it'd be good to be able to come up here and actually spend a few days and see what we can.
Yeah, we'll definitely plan not only coming back, but in the future, doing a 3-day camp out, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
For sure.
Because all we got to do is camp at the campground and then drive over here to do research and then go back to the campground.
And that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. So I mean, you can't beat that, especially for this place. And since you can't camp here, going over there and then coming back, I mean,
yeah,
that'd be great.
We can, like I said, we can even come out here at night and park and listen for audio and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this thing's getting heavy in my hand. I am getting tired. We probably got what, 1,000 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see the truck.
Yeah.
So But
It's been fun.
we want to thank you guys. You guys are awesome. If you haven't checked out the podcast Sasquatch Unredacted, please do. This video will also be on my channel, Bigfoot Florida Guy. So check it out. Like and subscribe, comment. All that helps the channels, really does. Share it, you know, and we're gonna keep doing this until, like I said, either I prove this thing's existence and then I'll start fishing full time, or my health just doesn't hold up anymore. And right now my health is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think I impressed Frank with
Yeah.
the amount I can hike in a day. I can hike a lot more.
Yeah. Well, and you also got to
Scare shit out of me. God dang.
you
Bicyclist just came by me and spooked me, Dylan. I ain't gonna lie, it spooked me. I didn't hear him coming.
I didn't either. But, you know, he's also doing this just coming off work after however many hours.
Yeah, I got off work at 5 a.m. this morning, went home, walked the dog, changed clothes, shot back out the door again, and here we are. So
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, he could have definitely hiked a lot more, but I mean, hiking what we did.
Well, it's the heat. The heat's really the toughest thing.
Yeah. And, you know, but I mean, for you to work your full shift all week and stuff and then come out here with no sleep and, you know, which personally, I fell asleep about 1:30, got up at 3:30.
Yeah, so you haven't had much either.
Well, but I've been building cabinets for the honey-do list.
Right.
But the thing is, it's a great spot, and once we can get out here and spend more time, I'm sure we'll be doing a lot more and showing a lot more. But, you know, this was to kind of get me accustomed to the area and just kind of show me the ins and outs. Like, it wasn't like we were in here doing crazy deep diving research. Getting me accustomed to the area.
Right.
And, but, you know, we've seen hog prints, armadillos, raccoons,
Deer.
I seen, you know, possible small coyote print and stuff, which I'm sure they're here. But I mean,
It's got a menu.
yeah, and water sources. It's got everything you need, and you know, heck, it could live on grasshoppers alone. As many as of them out here. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I enjoy it, and I love doing this stuff. And so, you know, I ain't too far away. I'll definitely be coming up here more.
Oh, cool beans. All right, guys. Well, we want to say God bless each and every one of you guys.
Yep.
I hope you have a great week. And tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun on, you know, Bigfoot Florida Guy or Sasquatch Unredacted.
I'm gonna have to get me one
It's
of
always
those
fun.
shirts.
It's always fun. So take care, guys. God bless.
God
And we'll
bless.
talk to you later.
Yeah, you got some.